Hello everybody, it's Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life. Welcome back to 30 Days of Sketches 5. We are on to day 4, and today we are working with a sketch from Scrappy Sketches. It's a blog, and I really loved the idea of the circles with a larger photo kind of mat going on and the way it was broken up. So my idea is I went ahead and I did my circle already, and then I have a doily that's going to go here, this little half piece. Now this is Vicki Boutin, and I used it on another project recently, so I feel like that kind of matches up with that part of the sketch there. I pulled in another doily and the butterfly. Now these are both Vicki Boutin. This is both the kaleidoscope. Now I'm really liking that. It is a little, the butterfly makes it tiny bit girly-ish, I suppose, but I feel with the green it would work well with a Barrett layout of some kind. So I'm not exactly sure which one I will do. I do have a ton of photos of my little guy, and so I thought I would just kind of go through and see if I had anything that kind of stuck out. Even this one right here of him. This is the photo I took the day we were going to the hospital for me to be induced with him. So that I think would work really well. I think actually that's the one I'm gonna do that one. So I'm gonna work with this photo. Yes, the butterfly, maybe not, but we can just say we're ready for you, or whatever caption I put with this photo for Instagram. So that is gonna kind of be my plan. Let's see what I can do. I need to pull some pattern papers to get this worked and in. If this butterfly doesn't make it, it's quite large, especially compared to the photo with the stuffed dog. So I might take that away and put something else there. We will see what I can come up with. Okay, so I'm liking what I had started with. I'm going to pull out some pattern papers. Now these are 6x6 papers that I just have in my stash. And what I come across is a piece from Chamel, and I think it's the Little You collection. I also come across this, I think they're both actually from Chamel. So the first one is this half cut 6x6 paper, cut apart, and then also the ones with these words. Now I'm thinking that's going to be perfect. I will use that to work with the kind of square that you can see there. I figure that's going to work really well. It doesn't necessarily have to be a full square. I was thinking I would make it a little kind of abstract, I suppose, but I layer it all on, and you're gonna see I kind of play with it for a little bit, thinking, okay, yeah, I definitely like the navy. It kind of pops out that the color of his bassinet had some green in it, which is why I thought that the green would work really well. And then you're gonna see I'm gonna cut a couple words. I think I cut the words love, joy, dream, and hope, thinking I will just use that as kind of my title or subtitle, and use that as an element over in that double circle over there. I really do love how that looks, and I think it would have been really fun to kind of play with that, the idea of having different words kind of overlapping each other. So I'm good with that, and I'm thinking, okay, that's good. I'm gonna go ahead. I am combining this with today's Spiegel Mom Scraps layout for my first project for the month, and I used a mix called Green Galore. Now, if I haven't mentioned before, I'm sure I have, green is a very hard color for me to use, but I loved how this mix worked in with the colors I used to make my circle. I also added a little bit more to the upper circle as well, so that there was a pop of green mixed media underneath that doily, and I just wasn't happy with how that was turning out. So what ends up happening is I go ahead, and you can see I have completely switched my photos. So there was a chunk of video editing that got lost. While I was working on doing the stitching, I realized that photo of Barrett, the photo before the day Barrett, on the day Barrett was born, was not working. So instead I found these photos. Now one's in black and white and one's in color. And it's just of my boys giving me a cuddle one morning. But I love it. It's so cute. Barrett's actually looking at the camera. Jackson's like, why is Barrett touching my face? And it's just what sometimes our mornings look like. And so I loved the contrast of the green of my sweater with the colors I had already picked out. And I used this kind of checkered or herringbone. I can't think of what you call it. Is it herringbone? But I really loved that. So I went ahead and I used that. I pulled out some stuff from the Everyday Musings collection from Pink Fresh Studio. and I use that to kind of use those tags as a nice little element of design there. And then I even add a little pop of like the red, just for a nice pop of different color and kind of to make everything go together. And you're gonna see me come back live to see what happens, because I worked on it and then I decided to go ahead and stitch around the outside, and yeah, that might not have been the best idea, but you will see how I finished it up. But yeah, I struggled with this layout, especially with the photo first. The photo just wasn't matching with what I wanted it to work with. So switching my photos definitely helped me out a lot. And then I just kept playing until I was happy with it. So don't forget, it doesn't always come together absolutely perfect. You can either let it be, or you can work towards it and make it into something else that's going to work for you. I'm going to be back live in just a minute so you can see what the finished layout actually looks like. Okay, so let's talk about what happened. I did the layout, you saw how it was reversed. It wasn't working for me because I did the stitching in black, and it was so heavy on this side that it was not working for me at all. So I just simply rotated it, as you can see there. And then I switched my photos, and I had this little layer, this was sitting on my desk, so I just happened to add that there. Little pop of pink, doesn't really match, but I'm okay with it. I was able to add in a little bit of more leaves to kind of give it that naturey look. And then I brought in some wood veneer just as an element of texture to go with it, and kind of to make it so that that piece of pattern paper felt more like it belonged. And then I also added in these little words that were in teal that again kind of gave off the same kind of vibe. So much happier with it. I do feel like, I don't know, I'm not gonna mess with it. I'm gonna leave it, but I could fold it over, I could cut it, I could do something, but I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna stop fussing with this layout. So there you go. That's my layout for today. Please make sure you head on over, go check out Moira and Crystal and Daisy and Shannon and Jen over on Instagram. Again, the links will all be below, and I'll see everybody tomorrow. Bye.